adjust that microphone a little bit. So we're back. We're gonna do this with much better attitude. I'm gonna finish it up. Finish throwing in these trees here. And here we've got the big old daddy tree. His name is Mark. Now Mark here, he's been growing around for a while. He's been doing pretty good for himself. You know, his life has really been looking up ever since his wife left, ironically enough. Because really without her around, he can actually start to... Is that color? No, okay, that color goes on the outside. That's okay though. That's okay. We just want enough of it there to do a bit of color picking. Really fill some things out. Because it's just what we need to do. Maybe we'll go right here, blockade that out. We're really trying to get some nice highlights in there, but it's okay if we mess it up a little. Worse things have happened today. Not a whole lot, but there have been a couple worse things. And this tree over here, its name is Louis. Louis's a little bit of a smaller tree, but he's been working on it. Really been working towards getting to being, you know, a big old tree. Just like his pops over there. And over here we've got Aerith, who, much like Louis, is trying to grow up to resemble her father due to her immense distrust of women. Of course, inevitably in her life, she'll wind up bearing a striking resemblance to her mother, both in mannerisms and appearance. And so, you know, here, big old daddy, he's got some nice leaves. It's just a big old round tree with some massive top foliage. And the rest of it down lower doesn't have any foliage, because of course these types of trees just pretty much grow straight up. These guys aren't doing too great though. There's not been a whole lot of moisture, what with all the cold. It's quite unexpected in this region, really. I mean, for that lake to have been frozen is entirely unacceptable. We'll take some highlights here. No, we don't like that color. We want it to be a little bit less red. Let's bump the red down to 132. We'll change that blue from 29 to 60. So, you know what? Let's go for 92. Is that a bit better? Yeah. And then we'll just add in some nice little highlights there. Putting in these details is so much nicer. Really glad Bob Ross showed me that. You know, even though he's been dead since literally before I was born. Really grateful. You know, I'm gonna do some shadowy sides over here. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna bump the red down from 34 to 26. Take the green from 177 to 121. No, not 112, 121. We'll up the blue a little bit to 89. Maybe a tiny bit more red. yeah, we kind of have to keep the grain up. It's a little bit more difficult to adjust colors here, of course. Okay, we're going to 48 red, 45 green, 51 blue. And that should be a nice shade color. There we go. Just on that side. Just a little bit of shadow. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that the USB pin's doing well. And a bit here at the bottom. Of course, it'll be all the way across the bottom, because the top is in the way of the bottom. Okay. And, you know, we'll just kind of let some of the shadows go in here for Big Daddy. He's got some underlighting in his leaves. Of course, the kids are a bit too small for those details to really show up on this grid. Man, that was a nice freaking cloud, though. Must have done that on the way in. I like that cloud. Let's pick a sandy color. Let's see what the default looks like and go from there. No. It could be a nice highlight color, though. Of course, sand tends to move in these kind of wavy patterns. Now, if we were painting, we had done these foreground details before the background, that would have been entirely inappropriate. Because, of course, in paint you can't just go get into the background, but with the program paint, you can, which is really nice. Big pat on the back there, Microsoft. Might be one of the most useful programs they've ever made, actually. I'll just kind of show that this is really a high point of the hill. And this one here. Sand is almost a liquid. It's like the most liquidy solid you'll ever meet. You'll be walking along and you'll say, "Hey there, sand." Sand will be like, "Sometimes I behave sort of like a liquid." And you'd be like, "Yep, you sure are. Watercolor." Let's adjust this a little bit. Why don't we go 183 on the red. We'll bump the green down to 295. And the blue can go to 76. You know, we gotta keep adjusting these colors. It takes a while to get everything just right. And there we go. We'll just kind of set up a little sand border here, right along the edge of the frozen lake, where the sand kind of gets a bit wet from the groundwater seeping through. Oops, that's okay. Maybe the ice there's broken. It's a little bit warmer there. Yeah. You know, I don't want to fiddle with it too much, but I think I'd like to establish a little bit of an aura out here. Just make this a bit of a brighter color. Just kind of show that the sun really is coming from this direction. The sun isn't on screen, of course, but you can tell that there's a little bit of an aura because it's right at the edge of our vision. And, you know, why don't we put something like a signature right in here. Now, at this resolution, that's going to be difficult to do, but let's see. Let's see if we can maybe pull something off. Okay. There we go. And now we've finished it up, why don't we give it a name? Alright, Alt A. And why don't we call this one Frozen Desert? That'd be nice. Okay, thanks for watching this and the one before it. And, you know, may your trees come to resemble both you and your estranged wife.